What's up guys, it's Andrew and I'm back with a new video on motorcycles off-road. And in this video, we're going to talk about the top 5 reasons why dual sport motorcycles are the best. Right before that, I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to Canada, the UK, Australia, and the Philippines. Most of my audience is here in America, but outside this country, you four make up 38% of all of my foreign audience. I want to say thank you for how well I've been accepted in these areas, and I really appreciate all the support. Speaking of the support, Google says I have 60,000 viewers, and out of 60,000 viewers, less than 3,000 of them are subscribed, and only 9% of that amount had the bell checked. If you guys could, it's so important for the longevity of a YouTube channel. Please subscribe and click the bell. Not only does it help me out by getting my videos to you when I make them, it also helps the channel grow by having a YouTube channel as a way for me to be able to get new bikes to review, new products to review, just that extra level of legitimacy when it comes down to stuff for like reviews and test rides and stuff. Man, I really hope they make the WR300R. I'm totally going to have it, and we'll talk more about that in another video. But for now, the 5 reasons why dual sport motorcycles are the best. In no particular order, number 1, I would have to say, is the versatility on and off-road. Now, as a dual sport rider, we all know that dirt bikes will probably be better off-road, and street bikes will be faster on-road. But why dual sport? Because of the versatility to be driving down the road, find new trails, take those trails, drive to the place where you're going to ride all day. You're not bound by a trailer. There's no limit on your exploration. I mean, I for one, and a lot of other people, will even moto camp off your dual sport. That's amazing. Now, yeah, you could probably moto camp off of some road bikes, but you're not going to get to the places where you can with the dual sports. And a lot of times I do cart my dual sport on the back of my truck. But once I get to the location, I can drive trail for trail, even if that means going across the road without having to worry about any legitimacy of my bike being legal or meant to be there. The versatility of a dual sport really allows freedom to ride in so many other places than any bike set to one purpose. It's something you really have to experience, but when you get a dual sport, the whole world opens up. In America alone, 32% of our roads are not even paved. Couple that with the tons of trails and a single track that you can travel with your bike after you drive the unpaved roads to get to your location. Versatility is amazing. Imagine you and your buddies go out and you set out to have a moto camping trip. You drive out, you find a nice, awesome spot, you shed off all the camping gear, then you find an obscure trail and you ride it to the top of a mountain. It's challenging, but unburdened by the weight of your camping gear, you're able to easily traverse the mountain. Up here, you have one of the best views you've ever seen in your life. You ride around a little more, enjoy the view, and you're able to go back down to your site at any point. With a dirt bike, you were never able to drive here in the first place. With a road bike, you were never able to drive to the top of a mountain. This level of all-in-one versatility is what makes a dual sport motorcycle amazing. My number 2, I would have to say that dual sporting is kind of inexpensive. I mean, hear me out here. Yes, of course, like anything else, it can get very expensive. But when you think of hobbies, it's not really that expensive. Anybody can go pick up an old, reliable, $2,000 to $2,500 KLR 250 or DR 350S. The bike will last forever, and it opens up the whole world of dual sporting. Very low entry level. You pay another $200 to $300 for gear, helmet, boots, knee guards, gloves, jersey, and you're ready to roll. Now I understand that that can be a lot of money for a lot of people. When you consider other hobbies, like building race cars, or even I know personally, some people spend more money on gaming computers. The value you get out of a dual sport, not to mention you can even ride the thing to work, is immense. So overall, in the grand scheme of things, I feel like dual sport motorcycles and the hobby in general is very easy to get into. Inexpensive, and you can always start with one bike, learn for a year, and then chances are you're going to be able to sell that bike for just about the same price that you bought it for. But right before we move on, I do want to bring up driving your dual sport back and forth to work. Now when I said dual sports are relatively inexpensive, driving it back and forth to work can save you tons of money. You can enjoy yourself, take an extra 5 minutes early, take back roads, and get 60 to 70 miles per gallon on average with most dual sports. That's incredible. Depending on your commute, $2 or $3 and you can drive back and forth to work all week long. I don't know how it is for everybody, but here in America, my car insurance is incredibly cheap for motorcycles. I live in a very expensive insurance state, but I have 3 motorcycles on my insurance, and it costs me $99 a year to have fully insured all 3 motorcycles. Granted, I have a clean driver's record, but that coupled with great gas mileage can also show you how your dual sport can save you money. So overall, in my opinion, the hobby is pretty inexpensive. Number 3, and this could easily be your number 1, is the community is amazing. How can I prove this? Check this out. The community is amazing. I went to an event this weekend, about 2 hours from my house. I met a guy there who was in the same Facebook group as me. Great guy. Rode with him all day. Me and this guy never had an interaction before, but because we both have a love for dual sports and off-road riding, right away we could hit it off and have a great day together. These guys. What's that?
You can come out if you don't want to go through the mud.
Yeah, I think I need a break.
We're not here, it's all we're doing. I didn't even know they made a 300. That thing's rad.
It came out this year.
Okay.
Listen to this interaction. I've never met these guys before. Pulled right up to them, talked to them for 5 minutes, had a great conversation, and I totally hope I run into them again, maybe next year at the same event. One more example, this guy Tim, I sold him my road bike. He bought a dual sport. We've hung out a couple times, we rode together. He brought one of his friends. Great group of guys. I made great friends. Having a dual sport has an amazing community. The people are understanding. They're part of the same hobby as you, so they're very friendly. If you get a dual sport and you need people to ride with, you join up on a Facebook off-road or enduro group, post there that you want to meet up with some people to ride with, and I guarantee you that people will message you and people will post on the bottom, come ride with me or come meet up at this time, and it's great. The community is awesome. All right, number 4 is the reliability. Dual sports are very utilitarian bikes. In fact, most of the bikes are going to be single-cylinder carbureted engines, some liquid, some air, but when you buy yourself a used dual sport bike or a new one off the lot, these bikes will most likely last for a very long time. As you guys know, I ride mostly the Honda 300L, but its predecessor is known to last forever. I also have a TW200, another bike that's known to last forever. Bikes like this are made to be beat on, they can be dropped, you can ride them as hard as you want, and they will last. You just do your normal service maintenance, and that's it. Most of these bikes will last a lot longer than you will. Yeah, sure, little things will break here and there, but that just comes with the territory. I will bet you money that 9 out of 10 times, you get a nice old used thumper off Marketplace or Craigslist, wherever you shop, that you'll get thousands of miles out of that bike, with hardly ever having a single issue. Let's talk about service intervals. Sure, a lot of people had plated dirt bikes, but the service intervals are just not ideal. Generally with a dual sport, you have a fuel filter, you have plenty of oil inside the machine, and your service intervals are very stretched out. My Honda 300L says change the oil every 8,000 miles. DRZ 400, for example, says every 3,500 miles. With these long service intervals comes reliability and also grants willingness to drive the bike more so on the road because you just don't got to mess around with it too much. And if you're wondering how this pertains to reliability, well, dual sports are usually tuned down to meet road requirements, but also having more oil in the system allows it to run cleaner for longer, which is why you see Honda CRF300Ls with 92,000 miles on. Alright, my number 5. Before we get into my number 5, I wanted to ask you guys, what is your favorite thing about a dual sport? Did I cover something that you like? Maybe you're looking to get a dual sport and you want a recommendation of what bike to get? Put the comments down below, I'll be sure to answer. But my number 5 has to do with comfort and seat position. And it's kind of contradictory, because I will say a stock dual sport seat, a lot of times they're pretty hard. But if you replace the seat, you get a lot more comfort for long range rides, but that's not exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the seat position. See, I've had other bikes. I've had road bikes, sport bikes, and after a day of riding, I just felt, I don't know, stiff, just not right. But the seat position on a dual sport, you're sitting upright, and you feel very comfortable. You feel very in control. Not to mention, these bikes weigh around 300 pounds or less, so they're very maneuverable. It's very easy to take turns on the trail, cutting back and forth around trees, so imagine that on a road. Also, you could either buy a pre-made or go the route of a supermoto. A few bikes offer supermoto variants, but at the end of the day, you can customize your bike to be a supermoto. And in fact, you could get a supermoto set of tires and switch back and forth from one to the other if you really desired. Having one bike that can do all purposes that takes about 20 minutes to switch on a Friday night before you go out. That's the kind of versatility you can't beat anywhere else. 17-inch rims, heavier tires, better brakes, and all of a sudden you have one of the most nimble vehicles on the road. And pretty fast too. And think about it, some of the slower motorcycles are still faster than most cars. But these are all my reasons why I love dual sports. Why in years of riding, I find myself gravitating towards this type of motorcycle to have the most fun more than anything else. You just can't beat it. And like I said in the comments below, let me know what your favorite thing about your dual sport motorcycle is, or what you look forward to when you get your first dual sport. And also, once again, I really appreciate if you guys subscribe and turn the bell on. It helps me out a lot, and it means more than you guys know. This channel is my baby. I care about it so much, and I care about my subscribers, and as time goes on, I'm going to try to be as responsible as possible to lead this channel in the right direction just for you. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe out there, and I'll catch you in the next one. My name is Andrew, and this is Motorcycles Off-Road. Thanks, guys.